WTA rankings: Sara Bejlek plus 63, Raducanu and Eala plus 5, Elena Rybakina drops points. The latest edition of the WTA rankings out after tournaments in Abu Dhabi, Cluj-Napoca, and Ostrava last week, and there has been some movement in the top 20. No players in the top 10 of the rankings competed in the week after the Australian Open, and the top 8 remains as it was a week ago. The Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, a WTA 500 tournament, was the biggest event on the WTA Tour held last week. World number 3 and Australian Open champion Elena Rybakina has dropped 87 points as she played in Abu Dhabi in 2025, but withdrew ahead of this year's event. Belinda Bencic climbed to world number 9 last week, but she has now dropped 2 places to 11th as she withdrew ahead of her Abu Dhabi title defense, which saw her drop 500 points, taking her tally to 2,843. Elina Svitolina has jumped to 9th, while Ekaterina Alexandrova has moved up to her career-high ranking position of 10th after she was a runner-up in Abu Dhabi. Sara Bejlek, a 20-year-old Czech who was ranked 101st last week, has soared 63 places to her new career-high ranking of 38th after she upset Alexandrova to win the Abu Dhabi title. This completed a stunning run for Bejlek, who was a qualifier at the WTA 500 event. Clara Tauson climbed from 16th to 14th, moving above Naomi Osaka and Madison Keys, who each dropped a single position. Ludmila Samsonova moved up to 17th, while Emma Navarro dropped to 18th. Hailey Baptiste has made a 17-place jump to a new career-best ranking of 39th after her run to the semifinals in Abu Dhabi. Eala jumped from 45th to her new career high of 40th after making the Abu Dhabi quarterfinals. Raducanu has jumped 5 spots to world number 25 after she was a runner-up at the Transylvania Open WTA 250 event in Cluj-Napoca. Sorana Cîrstea, who beat Raducanu in the title match, has moved up from 36th to 31st. Alexandra Olinikova has surged from 91st to her new career-high ranking of 71st after her run to the last 4 in Cluj-Napoca as a qualifier. Katie Boulter has climbed 36 places from 120th to 84th after winning the WTA 250 tournament in Ostrava. WTA Rankings Top 20, the 9th of February. 1. Aryna Sabalenka, 10,990. 2. Iga Swiatek, Poland, 7,978. 3. Elena Rybakina, Kazakhstan, 7,523. 4. Amanda Anisimova, United States, 6,680. 5. Coco Gauff, United States, 6,423. 6. Jessica Pegula, United States, 6,103. 7. Mira Andreeva, 4,731. 8. Jasmine Paolini, Italy, 4,267. 9. Elina Svitolina, Ukraine, 3,205, plus 1. 10. Ekaterina Alexandrova, 3,200, plus 1. 11. Belinda Bencic, Switzerland, 2,843, minus 2. 12. Linda Noskova, Czech Republic, 2,623. 13. Victoria Mboko, Canada, 2,606. 14. Clara Tauson, Denmark, 2,530, plus 2. 15. Naomi Osaka, Japan, 2,366, minus 1. 16. Madison Keys, United States, 2,351, minus 1. 17. Ludmila Samsonova, 2,116, plus 1. 18. Emma Navarro, United States, 2,095, minus 1. 19. Karolina Muchova, Czech Republic, 2,058. 20. Eva Jovic, United States, 2031. The quiet earthquake, when the rankings move. The WTA rankings rarely shout. They whisper. Numbers slide up and down a column. Green arrows nudge forward, red ones fall back. On the surface, it looks administrative, cold, mathematical, indifferent. But behind every movement is a pulse. A tired forehand struck one rally too late. A fearless return on breakpoint. A young player deciding, almost accidentally, that she belongs. This week, the rankings shifted like tectonic plates beneath polished courts. Sara Bejlek surged plus 63. Raducanu and Eala crept forward plus 5 each. Elena Rybakina, almost imperceptibly, lost ground, not through collapse, but through the unforgiving arithmetic of elite tennis. 3 stories, 3 tempos, one system that remembers everything. Sara Bejlek and the velocity of belief. A jump of 63 places doesn't happen quietly in real life. In rankings, it's a small arrow. In a career, it's an earthquake. For Sara Bejlek, the climb feels less like a breakout and more like a declaration. The rankings don't show the accumulation, the matches played on outer courts, the mornings where the body feels heavier than ambition, the strange loneliness of believing in your future before anyone else does. Bejlek's rise is the kind that reminds us rankings are not ladders but waves. One good week doesn't explain it. Confidence compounds. Footwork sharpens. Decision-making speeds up by half a second, and suddenly the same shots that once landed short now land deep. Suddenly, opponents hesitate. 63 places is not luck. It's alignment. It's the moment when preparation and opportunity finally shake hands. And for players on the margins, that movement changes everything. Draws soften. Qualifying rounds dissipate. Names once printed in bold are now across the net, human and hittable. Momentum, once earned, is a dangerous thing. Raducanu and the art of the small step. Raducanu's +5 doesn't demand attention, but it deserves respect. For a player whose career has been measured in headlines rather than increments, small progress is radical. Every ranking increase for Raducanu now feels intentional, almost stubborn. No rush, no mythology, just the slow rebuilding of trust with her body, her game, and the grind. 5 places is not a comeback story. It's a stability story. It's the quiet satisfaction of finishing matches upright, of competing without fear of what might break, of discovering that success doesn't have to arrive with fireworks. It can come with routine. Raducanu's movement upward feels less like ascent and more like anchoring. Each week that passes without chaos is a victory. Each modest rise is a reminder that careers don't end when the noise fades, they continue in the work. Sometimes the bravest thing an athlete can do is stop trying to be extraordinary and focus on being present. Eala and the future arriving softly. Eala's +5 is the kind of progress you only notice if you're paying attention. She doesn't announce herself. She accumulates. There's patience in her game, a sense that she understands time is on her side. Each ranking rise feels like a bookmark rather than a headline, marking where she is now, not rushing toward where she might be. Eala's ascent carries the weight of representation, but she wears it lightly. Every win expands the imagination of what's possible, not through spectacle, but through consistency. She plays as if she's building something meant to last. 5 places may not change her life overnight, but it changes the conversation. It moves her name slightly closer to rooms she hasn't yet entered, to opponents she hasn't yet faced. The future doesn't always knock. Sometimes it just keeps walking forward. Rybakina and the cruel memory of the rankings. Then there's Rybakina, dropping points without dropping form. The rankings are not moral. They don't reward effort or quality, only results replicated on schedule. For Rybakina, the fall isn't a failure. It's a reminder of how elite success must be defended, not just achieved. Last year's brilliance becomes this year's burden. Points expire. History evaporates. The same performances that once felt sufficient now come up short against the calendar. There's a particular cruelty in this for top players. You don't fall because you played badly. You fall because you were once exceptional. The rankings remember your peak and demand you revisit it annually. Rybakina's presence remains imposing, her game intact. But the numbers don't care about presence. They only care about repetition.